that show scares me, so I don't even watch it.
It is different.
So, well, Rehab Institute of Oregon here at Legacy Good Samaritan is our inpatient adult rehab unit in Oregon and Southwest Washington. So we service people with spinal cord injury, head injury, and stroke. So acquired disabilities, if that makes sense. So after someone has a car accident or stroke or whatever, that's when they'll come here for rehab. Okay? And so what Rebecca had for today is what I'm doing is giving each person a card, and on it would be kind of the level of injury, a spinal cord injury, since this is what they're promoting is Spinal Cord Injury Awareness Month. Mm-hmm. And is it Todd?
It is. Thank you.
So here on our, I'm calling him a guy just because. So here you have your cervical. So if on your card it says C, that means cervical. Then you have your thoracic, the lumbar, and the sacral area. So if you were to sustain a spinal cord injury, let's say in a car accident or motorcycle injury accident at the C4 level, so your injury 1, 2, 3 would be all the way up here in the neck.
Oh.
Yeah. So what that would do then, if it's a complete injury, it would affect everything below. Be bowel, bladder, movement, those kinds of things. And I have here these handouts that you guys can keep, which shows exactly on the level, but I know you're trying to record, I'm just going to kind of set it there for now. But it shows on there, if yours was C4, the level of injury is kind of right around the shoulder, so you might have some shoulder shrug, but you'd be able to breathe on your own. That wouldn't be affected. If it was a higher level in your neck, like let's say where Christopher Reeve sustained his injury, then that would affect the nerves that go to your lungs and help with your diaphragm, help with the breathing.
Right.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people think, you know, acquired spinal cord injury, that it's just movement that's affected, but it's everything below that level of injury. Like I said, it might be bowel and bladder, having to cath yourself, you know, those kinds of things.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then with higher level of injury, it also affects your ability to be your own thermometer, like your body thermometer isn't working anymore. So you wouldn't be able to sweat. So you might get hot really quick. When it's hot out, you might get really, really hot and need to be kind of misted down so you stay cool. And when it's cold, you get really, really cold because that inner thermometer isn't working all that well to help you regulate the temperature of your body.
So then, to help them regulate the temperature of their body, what are some things they can do, like?
If it's, what I do is if it's super hot out, like it's summertime, because that's not something that we can actually reconnect or anything like that. But if after a while someone becomes really in tune with their body and they know, so it might be, I'll tell people to get little misting bottles from like Fred Meyer's, a garden section, and put some water in it, some cool water, and kind of mist them on the head because that'll help keep the temperature down. Would be one way of doing it. A hat, sunblock, all those kinds of things.
Exactly, all the regular kinds of things, and like what obviously people with spinal cord injuries need a lot of they need extra help to do things depending on where the injury is, and like.
Exactly. So some people might just need help getting up in the morning, and from there they might be pretty independent after that, going off to work, those kinds of things, especially if they're able, if they have the arm movement to feed themselves.
Right.
Some
and
people,
like,
go ahead, sorry.
For like say somebody gets into a car accident and they have a spinal cord injury and they need to learn how to do things on their own, like what kind of things in your program do you guys specialize in?
Do we work on? Okay.
Yeah.
So for us, what we specialize in is is working towards that independence again. So it might be practicing transfers in and out of bed, you know, into the wheelchair, strengthening. It might be family education and caregiver education if they're the ones who they're going home with in the beginning. Because someone in the beginning after spinal cord injury and after rehab might need more care, but then in a month or so they might, because they might learn how to be more independent once they're home. We kind of help give those tools. It might be showering, coming up with the equipment that they might need for home.
Right.
Cooking. For me, I'm a recreation therapist. It's finding out what they like to do and helping them get back to that, be it in an adaptive situation or whatnot.
Yeah, and that's terrific that
Yeah.
you're able to do that because
Sounds good.
you know,
Well, I think we're running